thing I've definitely learned here is respect. I have a very healthy respect for my Lungta, my Windhorse. Wonder if I maybe should have started off with something smaller. At I believe 432 pounds, the KLR 650, at least in 2009, pretty heavy. Um, it feels, to me, it feels top heavy, and I think that's the big thing that scares me. I kind of maybe would have felt more comfortable starting out on a cruiser type thing. I'm not sure. Um, but here I am, and I wanted to have something that would go through everything. This is from the rigpawiki.org. In Tibetan Buddhism, the mind is seen as being dependent on or mounted on a subtle energy or inner air or wind within the body. This subtle energy is therefore called the Windhorse. In Tibetan, Lungta. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that wrong. Whether the Windhorse is strong or weak determines whether positive or negative tendencies dominate the mind. On an everyday level, the Windhorse is also very much linked to what is commonly known as good luck. And hopefully that doesn't mess up too much. So bear with me a moment. I have to say, wearing this after a while, like, it feels snug. I think it's mostly like around my cheeks where I feel like it's a little bit like restrictive. But at the same time, if I do happen to go into first gear accidentally, or in my dreams I'm driving, then at least if I crash, a little bit better. At any rate, hopping on this thing. If you haven't hopped on one before, you gotta put one foot on the foot peg on the kickstand side, and then you just flip your leg around. Do be careful when you do it. I feel like if you carry your momentum too hard, you can just flip your bike over. And this is 432 pounds without the gasoline, I believe, or with it, I don't remember. And yeah, here we go. So this is a 2009 Kawasaki KLR 650, and it has single cylinder. Let's see, and it is called a Thumpa. At least in Maine, it's a Thumpa. Let's see if it'll start up without the choke. What am I missing here? It appears that we're not in. Oh, see, here's where it appears that we're not in neutral. Oops, hold on. There we go. Oh, give it a little choke here. Hopefully. So yeah, not fuel injected, carbureted. Definitely, you gotta give it some choke usually to get it to start up. But here, again, on the bike, with the bike running, just again, if I did something stupid, having my helmet on at this point, if I get launched into the trees here, and you watch that happen, then, at the very least, I've got a helmet on, and I've got gloves on, and I've got boots on, you know what I mean? I'm not in my shorts and a t-shirt, going, ha ha ha, this is the first time I've ever been on a bike, and let me scrape all my skin off in the parking lot. But yeah, I think a huge part of this is where you just kind of get comfortable with it. Here, let me choke it down a little bit. Good. Huge part of this is just getting comfortable with the weight because it's heavy, and I'm kind of on my tiptoes here a little bit. Not quite. I can definitely get pretty short-footed. I have to practice that, and I guess I'm kind of glad in a way I have a little bit more time. Because as stupid as it seems for me to be sitting on this bike all the time, here, let me stop it. As silly as it seems for me to sit on the bike a lot, it does help to practice before you head out. So if you are feeling uncomfortable, take your time. That's what I've been doing. The lesson I've learned is that you should be patient in learning anything. To think that it's going to happen overnight and you get frustrated and want to give up or something, that's not the point of this. This is an endurance race, not a sprint. You're not trying to hop on the thing and go, wow, how fast can I get into fifth gear? No. Well, you can do that. I mean, some people probably do, but as an older person, I do not feel like that would be wise in any way. So, taking a breath feels like, yeah, I gotta wait another week before I go to motorcycle school now. But at the same time, I recognize that it gives me time to think about things like muscle memory. I have been practicing that, including like kind of intuitively not trying to slam on the brakes, but rather to disengage the engine by grabbing the clutch. Certainly something that one day I said to myself, I want a motorcycle. That day was the day that I was rear-ended by another car, and maybe you'd think I'd want to be, more careful, maybe buy a tank or something. But nah, I went with the motorcycle.